morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration. It is November the 24th, 2021, and today the topic is customs and traditions. Well, I apologize for the slight delay on the live video. I was making a quick banner because I realized that I didn't do that yet. Um, I have a few announcements, so here we go. Our first announcement, you may have already noticed if you follow me on social media, you noticed that we've already posted about our show this week. Yes, on God, Sex, and Love, on both, well, it should be on our YouTube and on our Facebook. We're going to go live this week. And guess what? Panel discussions are back, you guys. So we're having a girl chat, and basically it's a men ask, women answered girl chat that's happening on Friday at 7 p.m. Those of you all that seen the flyer, then you know that the lovely ladies, Miss Regina Devers as well as Summer Sims, will be featured on that episode. At least that is the plan, and so, of course, yours truly, I'll be there too. And we'll be chit-chatting and answering some questions from the men folks. So if you have questions, by all means, send them to us one way or the other. You can inbox me at God, Sex, and Love on Instagram or Facebook, or if you know me personally, inbox me there. Um, yeah, we would love to answer your questions, especially if you are a man with a question for a woman. Um, I was thinking about just taking some general questions as well, maybe letting women um, throw in some questions that they want us to answer. So I might post that up today. But yeah, man. So that is one thing happening this Friday at 7. We're going live on Gossips and Love, and we're having that girl chat. Also, another announcement. Y'all know that I only follow a few ministries online, and so one of them, Pastor David Lynn of Christ Forgiveness Ministries, he is actually in the state of Georgia right now. He's been doing a U.S. tour. They call it the Last Supper Tour. And he's been going across the U.S. and I guess planning churches and doing their street preacher ministry and all of that. And so he is actually in the Atlanta area right now. Yesterday, I was able to watch some videos of them. I mean, I'm still tuning in virtually because, well, I mean, y'all know I had some stuff to do yesterday, but and then obviously some of that stuff got changed where I got to do it today. So yeah, I guess I'm not on the front lines out there with some of our other believers and whatnot, but they were out there, in some, I guess, some key areas. I got a chance to tune in when they were in front of the bar that's called church. Um, and I guess, speaking and whatnot and sharing out there last night. From what I'm understanding, today they're going to be in Little Five Points here in Atlanta, which I'm familiar with that area. I actually like that area. But I mean, it does have a certain vibe about it. So, um, yeah, it's that cross between being artsy, but then also being something else. So anyway, so it's very interesting the places that they've chosen to go. Um, Perhaps they very I guess good discernment in that aspect. So they should be there in Little Five Points today at 1 p.m. From what I'm understanding, they're supposed to be doing a baptism around 5 p.m. So if you all are interested, and if you're in Georgia and you're interested in checking him out live, or maybe going to get baptized or anything like that, then you can follow them on Instagram, David Lynn Official on Instagram, to get the information there, or you can go to ChristForgivenessMinistries.com. It's right there on the screen if you're watching me live. If you're listening to me, again, it's Christ Forgiveness Ministries.com. If you look up David Lynn, David Lynn, you should be able to find him that way as well. And yeah, man, if you can and will, if that's something that you all want to do and I guess witness for yourself live, then by all means check them out. yeah, like I just told you guys, there were some things that changed on my end, so I didn't necessarily do everything that I had planned to do yesterday. Um, However, I did get a chance to film my episode of GSL. That's why y'all see me on the pink backdrop or whatever. So that was one thing. Let me see. I did get a chance to do that. My student rescheduled for today. So yeah, I'm supposed to be working with all of my students today then, because of that. So we'll see. We'll see. Because my young students, they be, I don't know, like they don't communicate well. So we'll see if they supposed to be, if they're going to do their class tonight. But yeah, now I know that it's Wednesday as well, so I'm supposed to work out today as well. So that's my general plan to I guess after I do this for my day. Um, but again, yeah, if that's something that you all are interested in, standing with them live in Little 5 Points or again, getting baptized at 5 p.m., then by all means, check them out. So speaking of Christ Forgiveness Ministries and Pastor David Land, I believe that this is what leads to my topic for today. There's a lot of things that I can get behind in regards to his ministry, his style, all those different things. I love to see, you know, all the great work that they're doing. Like they're doing a lot of great work. You can just tell for the kingdom, like they've had so many really, deep discussions with people. As well as, like I said, just even being on the street and everything like that. Compelling the people to come, and it's like true evangelism. It's like biblical uh things being brought to life, and I love that. Um, However, I would also say that, I mean, I think I've shared with you all before as well. There's just a couple of things in regards to the ministry that I'm just like, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to understand fully, and so I believe that that's what led to my study today of customs and traditions. Um, because I do acknowledge and I do understand there's a difference between men and women, right? And that um, obviously there's things that are for women and there's things that should be men, and obviously there's positions that are for men, and other things that are for women, and and I get that, I acknowledge that. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. Um, but I think the thing that I think again I've shared before here, I'm trying to really get some understanding in regards to this. And it sounds so petty and trivial when I'm talking about it, but I'm trying to get some understanding in regards to this head covering thing. Like I think he really stands by that. He like brings it up all the time. Like it's one of those things where it's like I believe that they're supposed to be, I guess, planning a ministry here in Atlanta, and I mean I'm definitely interested in being involved. But at the same time, you know, I'm not sure, like, is it going to be a situation where, oh, well, women aren't going to be allowed to come? And I don't know. It's just one of the, I mean, not to say that they're not, because I mean, I've seen their ministry be out in the streets. I've seen women with them, and they don't all have on head coverings. So I guess, like, I really don't know if it's a heaven or hell issue, honestly. So I don't know if why it's that deep for me to think about in regards to that. But again, I think it's because it's like one of those things that keeps being reiterated when it comes to his ministry in particular. And it just got me thinking about customs and traditions and things that, um, because if you look at the Bible again, and I say it here all the time, that we have strayed, especially believers, we have strayed from biblical teaching and biblical things um, in a lot of ways, right? In a lot of ways. And I mean, I guess this whole head covering thing is one of them. Um, Obviously there are some heaven and hell issues or some things that I guess it's that whole life and death decisions or whatnot that we strayed from, which adds to the issues that we deal with now in regards to, the way the world does things, and then the way the Bible tells us to do things. And so um I guess today, like as I read the verses today, that I guess reiterates this whole thing. Um, I mean, I believe it's only in like one section, and I believe it was Paul that was writing this. Um, I'm not sure. I gotta again go deeper and read everything and just get a better understanding and whatnot. But um, and if you're not familiar, I mean, if you look in the Go Deeper section, then you'll see that I'm pretty much referring to First Corinthians. It starts at First Corinthians 11:2, and then it goes on from there, and you'll see, I guess, the passage about coverings for women and whatnot. And I guess my thing is today, as I thought deeper about this subject, I was trying to figure out, like, well, what is my issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is, it keeps coming back to this question and whatnot. So it's like, I guess when I think about this particular ministry, right? If I think about Christ Forgiveness Ministries, and I think about, hey, they're planning a church here in Atlanta, which I was hoping that they would do, and if I want to be involved, I mean, sounds great. I have no issue with trying to be involved, but that is one thing that is kind of like, it's I don't know. I'm just being completely honest that it's something about it. I don't know if it irks me or what. I don't know. It's just one of those things that's like, I think I'm just trying to get understanding about it. Honestly, I think that's what it is. But again, when I went deeper and I thought more about it, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what is the issue? If this is something, then what does this mean? Now, it does say specifically when you get into those verses, they talk about when, like, a woman prays and when a woman prophesies. So then it was like, there was just several questions that came into my mind. It was like, okay, does this mean only in church? Does this mean? But then again, when I look at the verses and it says pray and prophesy, and the word does say that we should always pray. And so does that mean I should always be wearing some type of head covering or hat or something like? And then I guess the selfish side of me, or again, I'm trying to rationalize this or get understanding of all this in my mind. The thought that came to me was like, I think it just boils down to, I don't know if I would want to do that. I don't know if I would want to wear a hat or scarf or something all the time. And so it again makes me continue to think about, like, okay, well, what about this whole thing when it comes to freedom? And not just our liberties like that, but like freedom in Christ and everything like that. um what does the Bible have to say about these traditions and things? Like, was it only for that time period, or was it for ever? You know what I'm saying? Like, uh and I mean, I know I've listened to him, Pastor David Lynn, I guess, rationalize about this, or give feedback. Um, but I think that's a balance for me. It's been a balance between, like, trying to see what the word says for myself and to get an understanding for myself, so I can know what it says, versus just hearing what someone says about it. So I don't know, but that's what led to my whole little study for today. And so here we go. So when I defined the word custom, it said a traditional and widely accepted way of behaving or doing something that a specific or that is specific to a particular society, place, or time. And then traditions say the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on in this way. So, yeah, I mean, those are the general definitions of the word custom and tradition. Um, but here's some things that the Bible had to say. So Colossians 2:8, it says, see to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ. 2 Timothy 3:16 says, all scripture is breathed out by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness. So, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I definitely acknowledge that, hey, I get it. There are differences between men and women. This is something, I guess, that was asked of women. when you're praying and prophesying. Now, at the same time, the word does say we should always be praying and prophesying. Well, it says we should always pray. So I guess if we're rationalizing in that aspect, then it probably means that we should always have our head covered. Now, obviously, I grew up in a society that we don't, didn't. I mean, now I don't know. Maybe my mom might have grown up with these type of but I don't know, maybe not because I mean, okay, I grew up. I saw women wearing hats in the church. You know what I mean? Their crowns and whatnot. I did see that. Um, I am familiar with certain religions or certain groups that I guess they wear the head coverings, the women and whatnot. I mean, again, I don't think this has ever been taught all my years, so this is kind of a newer ish subject to me, so again, I'm trying to find balance. I'm trying to find understanding and whatnot, like, because some questions I had along the way was like, well, how did we get to this place? Now, and I know that, I mean, hey, everything that Bible says, the world says the opposite. So perhaps again, it just over the years, maybe people didn't see it as important or something, and then they just didn't teach it anymore or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. And I guess my thing is trying to figure out, like, well, what does that mean for me, right? What does that mean for me as a Christian woman? That wants to do things biblically and I want to pray all the time. You know what I mean? And, this is what the word tells us to do. Now, is my prayer not being heard because my head's not covered? I don't know. I don't know. But hey, I mean, and that was another thing too. So I ended up starting to think a little bit about like different responses that Jesus had to traditions and whatnot. So I'm going to share this one. But I mean, we all got to go deeper about this. I mean, obviously, there's something here and everything like that. But Matthew 15:3, it says, he answered them, and why do you break the commandment of God for the sake of your tradition? In this verse, if you read the passage before, whatever, if you read maybe the entire Matthew 15, you'll see that like the Pharisees was trying to, I guess, come against the disciples about not doing the tradition of washing their hands before they ate or something like that. And I mean, there's other accounts as well where they talked about, I guess Jesus doing work on the Sabbath day and whatnot. So again, I just don't. I'm not sure what this means for me. Like, I'm not sure why this continues to be a conversation. I think again, it's because I've been following this ministry over the past year, and again, I do admire a lot of the things that they're doing. And it does sound great to know that they are planning, I guess, a church here in Atlanta. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what this means for me. I'm just sharing what I studied on today. And regardless, I hope that you guys, are interested, that you check out the Go Deeper section, check out the verses that are there. We can all, go deeper about this, think and pray about this, see what the Lord shares with us regarding all of this. But although it may not be complete, that is the juice for me on today. Now, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 28:7. It says, the Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusteth in him, and I am helped. Therefore, my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with my song will I praise him. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God's Excellent Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. The Lord's will. Bye-bye. Facebook, YouTube, that's all for today. That's what your girl studied. I hope that, again, that encourages you and inspires you. I don't know if you guys have received a revelation about all of this, but hey, if you have, feel free to share and everything. It'll just give me more to think about and pray about. Um, Again, like I said, I mean, if you are available and if you need to be baptized and everything like that, I mean, I think Christ forgiveness and Pastor David Lynn is a great, asset. If he's here in Atlanta, I mean, by all means, it sounds like a great opportunity to go ahead and get baptized and see what the Lord do in your life. I will look into the ministry that happens here, and try to stay informed to see, if there's some way that I can be involved and stuff like that. I mean, I think you all have seen that I guess I have a maybe unorthodox or maybe non-traditional approach to sharing the gospel, but in regards to GSL and everything like that. But um, I think regardless, I think God is moving. I do acknowledge and again see ministries and see a revival happening. I do want to be a part and everything like that. Um, so so yeah, I mean, again, I just took this time to go a little deeper about this whole idea of customs and traditions, and we'll see what the Lord do in regards to, I guess, what He wants me to do with this information and everything like that. But aside from that, I've already shared with you all what I plan on doing today. So I guess I will let you guys go. I hope that you guys again enjoyed the juice. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye bye.